It says I am live. Wow. I made it. I made it. I made it. I made it to the live. What a beautiful day here in Cleveland. I didn't get much done today, but so far, but I got some work to do. Let me tell you. We've had some rain the other day, and I've been so busy. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I took a break. Um, Yesterday had a doctor's appointment, and now today trying to catch up on a lot of things. Um, so it's nice to just relax again. And like I said, we had a busy weekend. Um, Hi, Janice. How are you? We had a busy weekend, which is unusual for us. It's actually, I think I'm getting pollen in my eyes. It's must be hay fever season. Eyes are starting to get watery. Hey, Robin. Hey, middle age grind. Working at the office. Party looked fun. Yes, it was fun. Absolutely. Hey, Sherry. Retired 7 years, Janice. That's nice. Hey, 280 Zone. How you doing? Good morning from Washington State. Hi, Lori. Marvin. Yeah, the party was good, Ross. Middle age grind. It was different. They pretty much set it up themselves. And yeah, it was pretty good. The DJ was pretty good. It wasn't any crazy music, so and it was a younger crowd because their friends are obviously as when you go into these weddings and receptions, they're their age, of course. So we were the old folks. Um, but we went table to table and talked with everyone, and everybody was really nice, so it worked out pretty good. Just Marie, how are you? Oh, you're watching Mike. You're splitting time between the Guardians and the Reds. Yeah, Janice, I know that's 7 years. That's great. JNP 96. How are you? Macon, Georgia. Hey, David. How you guys doing? I'm feeling good today. Boy, I tell you, I feel good. Got to rest up on Monday. Uh, her his my daughter's husband's parents came in from Tennessee, and we got to spend a dinner with them. Uh, Obviously, we were at the party or the reception with them. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with the reception, I just did a short, or I did a live actually. Check my last live. It was just a glimpse around the place. It was at Forest City Brewery, which is on Columbus and Freeman Street down near Tremont. If any of you know from the Cleveland area, or if you know anything about that, yeah, we had fun. So glad you've been a sounding board since you have been online. Oh, I've been your sounding board. Well, thank you. Now remember, don't do as Buzz does. Just consider what I do as an option among many options. Um, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that have a different view, of course, and just make sure you get in any decision making that you do. You have to make sure that you get a lot of different opinions, and then you decide. You're the manager of that decision making process, and then you decide which best fits you. So hi, Sunshine. Yeah, and I was just telling somebody that who was that? Geez, I don't remember who it was now. I just answered all the comments. I was 8 days behind on comments, which that's never happened to me before. But been running around so much, and um, I actually was getting tired at the end of the day, which is not like me, but I was, and that was kind of interesting too because I think age is catching up with me. But yeah, I was just talking. I just made a comment to somebody. Yeah, David. For now, I just made a comment to somebody about decision making, and that's true. When you, because they asked the question, is there anything that you regret or that you would change? And my answer was, I don't look back. When I make decisions, as I did at work, and a lot of you, I'm sure, do the same thing. I take a collective, in my private life, of course, it's my wife, maybe my daughter, maybe some cousins I might ask, but my brother, but my brothers, but in at work, it was, I asked the team, we would come up with, everybody had a different answer. Um, and we would come together as a team, but I would make the final decision. And the same thing in life, private life, Mrs. Buzz and I would make that decision, which we did actually on Friday. We had to make a huge decision, and we're not going to look back. I'm not going to look back. I'm not going to rehash history. I'm not going to go back and, well, what if, what if, what if? I don't do that, because you can drive yourself nuts on the what ifs. Take the most information that you can, the best information that you can, the most opinions that you can, and then come up with a decision, and don't look back. I mean, you just bother yourself for the rest of your life if you keep looking back. So yeah, the stash. Hey, Duke Pepper, how you doing? Brenda. Yeah, no looking back at our age. So that's a video that I will not, I should never say never, but I probably will not do, as far as, what mistakes have I made. Now, there might be something, that a video that I do that might run around the edges of that, but I'm certainly not going to look back and second guess our decisions. Were they all perfect? Absolutely not. But you do the best you can with the information that you have available, and you go for it. And, look, like I said, looking back is just, I think it's for fools, actually, to wonder if, luck is where opportunity meets preparedness, and they call it luck, but it's actually opportunity meets preparedness. And to be prepared to make the right decisions at the right time is key. Does everybody do that? Nope. They don't. Some people see opportunity and look right past it. That's probably me. I probably had a lot of opportunities and just looked right past them, but I'm not going to look over my shoulder and worry about it. Glad to see you again, Anna. I hope you're doing good. I am doing wonderful. My best decision was retiring. No regrets. Everything else will fall into place. That's right. Hey, old radio dude, how you doing? Yeah, the stash Saturday. If you guys know, a couple Saturdays ago, I said, for $100, I would shave the mustache. For 200, I would shave half of it. And Stewart and Flip Flops. Of course, I don't get the full 100. YouTube takes their cut, which is pretty massive, but he put the $100 in. So Saturday, while we're live, while we're talking, I'm gonna be shaving it off. Yeah, so get ready for this Saturday at 7 p.m. Mark your calendars. Of course, people are paying me not to do it either. So, but I never back down on a bet. So I lost that bet, or I should say, someone called me on that bet. So I got to do it. It'll grow back, I hope. No mo. Raising a family requires a commitment. I think you got cut off there somewhere. Got lost on a hiking trail last night in Indiana Dunes with the wife. 3 miles turned into 5, but we did it at 73 and 68. Boy, you know what? I wonder if, were you kind of worried? I mean, when you kind of don't know where you're at, or, could you, because the first thing I would envision, Robert, is that I'm going to be one of those that gets eaten by wolves or a bear, like that one movie where the girl gets attacked by the bear. She's a park ranger and she's out there and she has to spend the night, and she finds this guy who's dead and the bear had eaten him. That's I would just, all that would go through my mind. Like, am I going to be eaten? By daybreak, they come and find me and I'm nothing but bones. Hope the kids took a nice trip for the honeymoon. Looked like a nice. Not that I don't think they're doing like they go out to Utah every year to do climbing the rocks out there or the to Utah and that area. They do a lot of climbing, so they take that trip every year. I consider that their honeymoon, I guess. I don't know. Is honeymoon still a thing? Do young couples who are trying to save money and uh, that don't want to spend it frivolously, is that still a thing where they're going on these week-long expensive honeymoons? I don't know. That's a good question. Raising a family requires a commitment on many different levels. Oh, that's right. Don't beat yourself up on missed opportunities. That's right. Once a month. No, I won't do it once a month. No, that's funny. Only two age groups can rock the stash: retired folks and college kids. uh, Depends if daddy is paying. Yeah, if daddy's paying for the honeymoon. Yeah, we told our daughter because everything they added up, and that's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be an expensive summer, but this was worth it. We're gonna take care of their reception, of course, because that's tradition, I guess. They didn't have a formal wedding, so it cost certainly a lot less than what it could have cost. So, but it's going to be an expensive summer between the electrical, the water heater, the reception, but I'll tell you something that happened on Friday, but I can't go into it. But we had mediation over a lawsuit that we had filed that's been in the works for about a year and a half, and I don't have the final paperwork. We don't have it to sign off on yet, so I can't really say. I'm not going to say much, but there was a little bit of cash to out of that. Of course, after the lawyer fees and everything else, there's not much left. But I'll do a video about that because it's a good video for retirement too. Something to look out for, and it's a true case. And so I can use the experience of an absolute true case to warn others about situations that can happen to you late in life or even in the middle of your life, which did happen to us. Very surprising. You guys will just really be, I think you'll really be surprised at what happened. Again, that's my little teaser, but I'll get into it more once our paperwork is finalized, which should be in the next week or two. You got bit up by mosquitoes, which made it a lot quicker. You got married in 2008, big wedding, no honeymoon. Wife says we need to do a 20-year anniversary honeymoon. Time to start saving up now. That would be kind of fun. I know my brother, him and his wife, they go to Vegas because they're out towards that way. And I think they got remarried by Elvis, or renewed their vows, I guess is what you call it. I think that's the better term for it. They renewed their vows in Vegas. And I think they've done that a couple times. They've renewed their vows a few times. I think it's a fun thing for them, and that's really cool too. So they go different places to do that. 2008 is when you got married, huh? Some people will give their daughter a lump sum and tell them to elope. Yeah, I was actually surprised that they got married, and there's good reasons to do that now too. I mean, other than the obvious, right? But there's good reasons for tax purposes too. I mean, if you look at things financially, in some cases, depending on your situation, it's better to be single. But in other cases, it's better to file married, filing jointly, right? So, I mean, money-wise, that makes sense too. Now, I'm not saying that's what they did, but that is a advantage of it for them. Some people give themselves. See, I got live chat on here. Make sure I got this right. Oh, and you know what? I guess Saturday I'll have to do it. Cartoon Mark, if you guys remember, a couple Saturdays, or was it a Wednesday, that he did a caricature of me, and I got that in the mail from him. That was really nice. He sent it to the P.O. box behind me there. I I'll never get it right. He sent it to the PO box, and Cartoon Mark, if you catch this live or if you catch it later, thank you for that. I'm gonna post that up here for Saturday's live, and so people can see what your artwork looks like in case they're interested. And I don't know if you sell it online. I never asked you that if you sell your stuff, but just reminds me of like Cedar Point, where you sit down. Cedar Point in Sandusky. You guys probably, most of you probably heard about it. Maybe you haven't been there, but it's about an hour and a half drive for me. My brother was just there, and his wife and family were just there yesterday. But they always have those people who do the characters, and a lot of places do that. But yeah, it looked pretty cool, and I just got that the other day, so I'll get that posted up. Are you doing less long form videos with doing? No, I just haven't. I try to do about 2 a week, 2 long forms a week. I don't, I think more than that, it gets kind of because I love to answer all the comments. And like I said, I've been so busy or tired, busy and then / tired. I hadn't answered comments. I was trying to catch them all. And I had comments that were 8 days old. One thing about YouTube, which I don't like, is they always put the newest comments first, and then you have to kind of scroll to the bottom. And I'd rather them put the oldest comments first and then scroll down for the newest. That's what I would rather them do, because I'll end up answering stuff that's been done a minute ago, and I leave the ones that were done, in this case, 8 days ago. So a matter of fact, I'm doing a video today that I did a little. I happened to notice when I looked at the news on my computer, and you know how when you search for certain things, all of a sudden you get, like, if you search for retirement, all of a sudden you get all these articles about retirement, which is good in my case, because I don't use it for much else, the news for much else. And there was an article that I thought, and normally I don't, I kind of just look at them, yeah. Been there, done that, or I've seen it so many times. And in this case, I thought there was one that intrigued me. So I wrote down what they talked about so I could give them credit, because it's not my idea. And I'll do that later today, but you'll see that come out. But like 2 a week is pretty much where I'd like to be. Sometimes it'll be 1, sometimes it'll be 3. Again, my stuff is mostly organic. Like the last 2 I did, the one where I was talking about Social Security, I just pulled out my Social Security form statement that they give you every year. I think they send it to you before you retire. And I just grabbed that and thought, wow, and it just clicked to do a video about that. And that's what happens with me. Sometimes it's just organic, where I'm working in the garden or cutting the grass or doing something, and something comes to mind and formulates up in there and buzzes around a little bit, and then it comes out as a video. So I don't do a lot of homework on this stuff. So it could be 1, it could be 3, depending, but the lives really don't affect that. Hey, retired 2019. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? You should still be working, right, Kelly? Yeah, so we had, like I said, we had Friday, we had this mediation, which was all day, 9.5 hours in downtown Cleveland at an attorney's office on the 30th floor of the old BP building. And then Saturday, we went out to dinner with his parents who come in from Tennessee, they're very nice. And also Chris and his daughter. So that was cool. And which was the son and the brother of my daughter's husband. And we went out to eat Saturday, and then Sunday we had the reception. That was pretty much an all-day thing, which was, turned out really good. And I like these places down in Tremont, and what used to be an area that was getting run down has turned into an area where they're selling $400,000 condos, small condos. It's just an up and coming, We used to say yuppies. I think we used to say that when we were young. Uh, it's just trendy now, and like a bouquet area, and all the condos that they're making there now are, they're just so expensive, and hardly any, like the houses are like this far apart. And I mean, no kidding. There was one that we were just looking at. It was a restaurant called Fat Cats, West 10th in Cleveland, which was nice. But the houses out there, beautiful. They did them up real nice, but you couldn't even, let's see, with my stomach, I couldn't even fit between the two houses, I don't think. And those are going for a pretty penny too. It's just amazing how the transformation. You think these houses were built in the early 1900s, 1920s, and now they just put new siding on them, and they're selling them for big bucks. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, thank you, Retired 2019. Organic is good. And if it occurs to you, we probably want to hear about it. Appreciate your insight. So I appreciate that, Sarah. I appreciate that. I wonder if that's the Sarah that I met Saturday. Wouldn't that be interesting? There was a Sarah. She's a firefighter who I got to meet on Saturday night, or Sunday, I should say. Jeez, my days are all screwed up. Sarah is a firefighter who is 2 classes behind my daughter. So she's fairly new to the fire department, Cleveland Fire Department, but a lot of ladies are getting into that now, which is really good. Nope, not a firefighter. Did not. Okay, Sarah. There was another Sarah that I did meet, so I'm glad you told me. Speaking of Social Security, today was payday. Armchair money in account. Yeah, that's good. And my wife, Mrs. Buzz, she got paid. I think she got just recently. I think we just got a deposit put into our bank account for her Social Security. Then mine's next week. So hers is the second week, I think, and mine's the third week, if I remember correctly. Sometimes even people that publish senior newspapers and magazines run out of interesting topics. Well, it kind of rehashes itself over and over again, just using different words and all that. But you're right, old radio dude, you're right. I'm trying to figure out who's cutting. You guys can hear that. Who's mowing their lawn out here? Thought everybody was either at work, or maybe that's a service. I got a service coming in to do it, which would be weird, but I can hear them cutting the front now. We're getting a condo overlooking Lake Superior for 4 days. Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, we did call them yuppies because they're young people who now have good jobs and money and are trying to look like they made it. They need to think about it. Yeah, their retirement savings. You live in the Chicago suburbs and you're still working? Okay. So you're working from home then, Sarah? My favorite thing. Oh, yeah, 60s and 70s music. Old radio dude. Yeah. I haven't been able. That's one thing. I got caught up on the comments, but I haven't been able to catch up with everybody's videos. And I do subscribe to a few older, like old time videos where they show like the cities and different things from the 40s and 50s and 60s. And then some music, and then some Christmas, if I get to it, some Christmas channels that I follow too. I got so much following so many different things that, it's hard for me to get to all of them. I know a couple people have put out videos that I just haven't gotten to yet. I'm hoping to get to them. Hopefully tonight I'll get some. Hey, Dave. Blue Jays are playing your Guardians later this month. I did get to see in Toronto. We went to a game in Toronto, as a matter of fact, on our honeymoon. Toronto Blue Jays versus Cleveland Indians. I forget what year that was. That was a long time ago. But we got to see them. Now, I don't know, has that stadium changed since then? Or is it, because it seemed like a small outdoor stadium. I wonder if they've changed that since then. Most cities have changed and updated their stadiums. I know Cleveland did. And then the Browns, they've done it once, and now they're trying to do it a second time. So good luck with that. Northern Nevada checking in. Well, how you doing, John? Maybe your neighbors. Yeah, hey Calvin, how you doing? Maybe they're retiring. No, I think the one guy a couple of doors down, he was in the national or is in the National Guard. I think I should say this differently. He's a reserve, and I don't know if it's National Guard, but he's a reserve. Maybe he's Army Reserve. I'm not positive, but he was just in another country for a year. He just returned a month or two ago, and I don't know if he's working yet or if they gave him more time off. I'm not sure how that worked for him. And he does go out there and cut his grass. He's home during the day. Um, Actually, I think he's a police officer now. So he might be doing different shifts. Maybe he's working a third shift or a second shift and he gets time during the day to cut. Because normally I don't hear that because he's been gone for a year. So I haven't heard that during the day. See, I've just figured it out sitting here. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Brian Wilson died today, and Sly, and then Brian, and now what is it? Coming threes? I hate to say. You work remote ever since the pandemic. Well, that's good. Yeah, stadium was built in '89. Oh, the one in so '89. No, so then that's a newer one. If you're talking about Blue Jays, yeah, that's a newer one then because I think we were there in '83. Yep. And what is Beach Boys? Our State Farm insurance agent let us know that the company is now gather what? Yeah, my State Farm app is not working for the tracking. It stopped on the 8th. I got to look into that too. I got so much to look into now. Yeah, my save app stopped working. I don't know if the gizmo went bad or what. I'm trying to check on my phone while I just want to make sure that it didn't update. So I restarted my phone, and then they said maybe the gizmo went bad. I've heard that on different forums. Let's see if it's still showing June 8th data. That was something I had to do today, was to find out what I need to do. I might need a replacement gizmo. So that's for tracking my driving. Yep, it's still on June 8th. That's too bad. Because they saved me $28 so far for this 6-month term. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's $28. So I was hoping I've been doing pretty good according to the calculations. Now it stopped working, so I don't know. How many of you noticed great increase recently in home and auto insurance? My home insurance, I was at $68 a month, and now the bill came in from State Farm for $842. So if you divide that out, it's about 70. So I'm going to update my Social Security board to $70. So a $2 increase a month. It was a pretty big increase last year, I should say. So this year, because I pay that once a year, I pay my home insurance once a year. So 842. That's not too big of an increase. Not too bad, I guess, all things considered. And my car insurance has gone down. So for now, who knows what's going to happen? But this app helped me out, at least on this first billing cycle of 6 months. It helped me out. And I was really hoping to get a good discount in the next 6 months, or else I would just get rid of this thing and not use it. But I got to give it time and see if it's going to make sense. Hey, Calvin, $28 is $28. Hey, it's better than an increase, right? I switched to liability, and yeah, I've been thinking about liability. Um, Ross at Middle Age Grind, he's a State Farm agent in Louisiana, and I was thinking about switching to just liability. But there's a math formula that you can use. You can look it up on Chat GPT or any of the other Gemini or whatever AI you're using. You can ask it. And I usually go to 2 or 3 different ones and ask and see if I get the same answers. But there's a formula basically of when you should get off of comprehensive and just go liability and, all that stuff. So depends on, of course, the price of or the value of your car. Um, what Blue Book has or whatever. I think that's part of the equation. Auto insurance went up, homeowners insurance went down. Oh, that's good. Hey, Mesa, Arizona. How are you? My home and auto went up. We have Tennessee Farm Bureau. Like forever, I pay more for our cars now than when we had teens driving. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, at that point, you start shopping around. I mean, I don't know. There's a reason why I like State Farm. There's a couple reasons. I think they're fair with me. Then there's also something that happened that I won't get into right now, but it was almost like a blessing in disguise that happened to us in 2020. And just for that blessing, I'm going to keep them around. I'm not going to shop around, even if I could find. We've been with them for 30 years now. So not to say they're going to give us the best price on everything, but they've treated us pretty good, and pricing is, I think, competitive. So we're going to stick around. State Farm is gathering data, including odometer readings. Whenever you take your vehicle in for service, and low mileage will be factored. Well, JNP 96. One thing I noticed was when I take my car to the dealer, because I wait for their oil change and tire rotation special. And, they give you the video when they're in the garage. They give you a video of underneath your car and through the engine, and it's pretty thorough. And all of a sudden, was it Carfax? Carfax would send me an email, which I never signed up for. And they were telling me when my oil change is due and the status of my car. To your point, I never signed up for that stuff. So if I think it's Carfax, if they're the ones gathering the data from the dealership, I never authorized that. And if that's getting passed on to other people like insurance agents, I didn't authorize that either. So is it a big deal to me right now? No. But it could be a big deal to people who don't want that privacy, just don't want that information out there. And I can understand that. So that's something to ask if you go to a garage, any garage to get any work done, ask if they're collecting that data into something and if that data is being sold downstream. I never knew that before until I think it was about a year ago I started getting that. So to your point, you're right. Liability only good if you have a collision. Hey, veteran retired. Still getting used to this retirement thing and keeping track of schedules. Yeah, tell me about it. Look at garage replacement cost. I increased ours last year. Yeah, that's the other thing is even Ross said, hey, Barbie doll from Florida. State Farm customers are very loyal. They will go through several spouses, but stay with State Farm forever. That's funny. That's the best one today. Yeah, fine print, right. So B Hall, Ross has also said that it's very important, and I haven't done it, and I need to do it, although I don't want my homeowners to increase, my homeowners insurance to increase. But they State Farm, Ross was saying at Middle Age Grind, he was saying that there's a module that they use to you put in all the data of your house, like, you know, how many rooms, how many this, how many that, and all this different stuff goes into it. It's pretty it's got a lot of information goes in there, and then they'll spit out what the current construction costs will be, and it's going to go up from what you're probably paying for homeowners insurance. So, but that's and then Ross says they give you a State Farm, they'll increase it 10%. So, like, you know, if it's 100,000 and then it comes in at 110,000, they'll pay that. But you'd have to check your claim or your insurance policy to see if that is something that, you know, you have in yours. And I thought about doing that replacement cost because obviously when I got the insurance on the house, it really hasn't been updated that I know of. Now, maybe they put in increases for inflation, but they're not really putting in the new costs for if it had to be rebuilt. And that's what California was having problems with, from what I understand. They had insurance, but they can't rebuild at the same cost. And some people, it was going to cost them $200,000. Now we're talking California, $200,000 above their insurance replacement costs because they didn't get the updated insurance replacement costs. And a lot of people don't. And so some of them have to move out of that area because they can't afford the extra 200,000. They're going to take what the insurance gives them and build somewhere else. So it can be an issue. Now, if you're sitting on a lot of cash and you can afford to throw in the extra money, great. But if you can't, then it might be worth pay me now instead of pay me later kind of a thing, where your insurance might have to go up if you do it right. Your premiums more than likely will go up. I'll put those caveats. Yeah. It's hot here in Ohio. My car insurance has not changed. My homeowners went down. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's nice in Ohio today. I love the breeze. Oh, geez, when it gets a little windy like that, I love it. Social Security just approved my benefits. Official retirement date is August 2nd. Wow. 1.37 working days left. Wait a minute. I'm trying to do the math here. So basically, Kelly, what you're saying is you have vacation for the whole month of July. How is your volunteering at the dog shelter? Oh, great. Where do some of you others volunteer? It's going good, old radio dude. I've done it twice now, and I'll tell you quickly. This one dog. So my job is to, as a brand new person, my job is a dog walker, and they have an old golf course that they converted to their land. So, you know, we're on probably fairway 9. I don't know. And so there's 3 areas that you can take them, you know, right, center, and left. And there's volunteers that take out the dogs. So they make sure that they all get out. They make sure that they try. Well, yep. Hopefully, they go to the bathroom. So they're fed at 7 to 9, and walked, I think. And then from 9 to 11 on Mondays, that's when I do it. And so we walk them and make sure that, you know, hopefully they do their business and pick up after that. And then you take the next dog. And I can only take what's called green dogs, so dogs that are docile and not pullers, and until I advance up. But I saw this dog named Zelda. It's a German Shepherd, and it was such a mild-mannered dog, and I really liked it, you know, and I was like, oh, maybe I should get this dog and take it home and, you know, show Mrs. Buzz, or just, you know, I could take him back to the shelter. But I thought, let me try it out, you know, and 2 days. So I was Monday. I think by Wednesday, the dog was adopted. So I was like, it was a weird feeling because, you know, I started just this tiny bond with the dog, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And, I'm like disappointed, but no, I'm not disappointed because the dog got adopted. I mean, how could you be disappointed in that? But so it's going to be a kind of a weird thing for a while. You don't want to get too attached to these dogs. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. 89 in Chicago, going up to 91. Yeah, especially in the city. If you're in the city, Sarah, 102. Yeah, 280 zone. Furnace on this AM. We turned our furnace off, and Mrs. Buzz probably wanted it on, but we left it off. Working days all of June and July. Wait, so I'm not doing the math then, Kelly. Let me read it again. Official date is August 2nd. Last working day is Friday, August 1st. Oh, I'm sorry. I did read that wrong. 37 working days left. Okay. I put the August 1st, I put that as 1.37 working days. That shows you how, a retired guy can't read, that's what it is. 75, that's perfect. J&P, that's perfect. 91 in Central Florida, heading to Frankenmuth. Oh, that's right, good. For 3 weeks, cool. Now that's where is that where one of them Christmas places are where you can go and buy ornaments? So if you go there, take some pictures for me. I'd like to get up there, but I know it's expensive. That's the problem. 85 in East Tennessee. Feels a little warmer, but can always be worse. That's right. Yeah, it can be worse. This could be a hot summer this year. Now it started off in Cleveland. It started off pretty cold. I was actually surprised at how cold it's been. Not complaining because I'd rather have it a little bit chilly. I'm one of those that likes it at 70 degrees. 65 to 70 is fine with me. I'm not a big 85, 90 fan, especially with the humidity we get here. But I'm curious to see how this year is going to unfold. Yeah, the Bronner's Christmas store and the chicken restaurants. You'll have to check that out. Did you complete? Yes, the raised garden is done. I just haven't planted. I'm going to plant it today because I wanted the last couple of days while we've been busy and it rained. So I wanted it to soak down the soil because I put those logs. I put a bunch of logs and sticks, filled it up about halfway. A lot of people were telling me about that, which I thank you all if you're one of them. So I had a bunch of old logs here that I kept. So I filled it up and then I used I got 3 yards of soil and I probably got a yard left. So I figured it was 2 yards of some nice soil mix from the landscaper place around here. And I think that with the 2 yards filled it up. Today I'll plant, as a matter of fact, let's see what I got here. Oh, let's see. I just had these. This will be one of the first ones because these are fast to grow. Icicle short top radishes. I'll put some of those in there. I got carrots. I'm going to put 2 tomato plants in there, one on each side. And then some other stuff. I got carrots and I've got some other stuff to put in there. So we'll see how it goes. Did your insurance go down now that you're retired? No, they don't care if you're retired. And for State Farm, they don't even check your odometer. Like the app that I have, the State Farm Safe and Drive or whatever it was called, the Gizmo, they don't even track your mileage. I guess they used to, but they don't do it anymore. So, but they are tracking how many miles you're going. So I think if based on that, if they can see that, maybe I can get a discount that way. I'm not sure. Hey, Texas to France, retired on a shoestring. Checking in for a hot minute from my summertime lodgings in Southwest France, 8:30 p.m. Need to walk the dogs. Hope you're doing well. Well, congratulations. I haven't checked in with you or anybody on the other videos in a while. We've been busy, and I just haven't had a chance to do that. So, retired to France. She has just recently, not too long ago, she's been doing videos of her journey from home to France and the preparation for that. So if you get a chance, check her out. Texas to France, retired on a shoestring. Um, and I have not seen it since you've gone to France, so I have to get over there and watch your channel. I heard Tornado Alley has moved east to include Tennessee now. Oh boy. Try 108 in Tucson, Arizona Saturday. Yeah, no, no, not for me. 82 in Georgetown. I've been to Antique Nana. I was in Georgetown. I went to your Toyota plant there in Georgetown. That's a big, sprawling place. That was one of the original Toyota plants, I think, before they made the one in Indiana. I think Georgetown was the original location. Beautiful plant, big, real nice. Of course, it's been many, many years since I've been there. Over 22 or 23 years since I've been there. Well, actually 25, 27 years. We had some storms, but not too many tornadoes yet. Being in the valley seems to break things up. Well, that's good. No yard work today for me. 89 a humid. Yeah. Nope. I'm not in for that at all. Nope. No, I've got a great day here, especially like the breezes. We got a nice breeze at 79. Nice breeze, fairly low humidity. So it's a great day to get some stuff done. I'm excited to cut the grass. Can you believe that? June gloom here in San Clemente. Why? Why is it June gloom? We're in northern Michigan near the Mackinac Bridge, 66 and sunny. Oh, that's nice. Dry heat. You can't fool me with that dry heat stuff. What's June gloom? I don't get it. Hi, Kristen. What's June gloom? I have to look that up. I have to ask Chad what that is or what? June gloom. Change your mower blades this morning. Probably cut grass tomorrow. I have to learn how to. I used to have a guy at work. That would grind my blades, lawnmower blades. And since I don't work there anymore, I got to figure out how to do it myself. I looked online on YouTube videos and there's so many different ways to do it, but I'm going to have to learn some way to grind my own blades. Geico. Someone just sent me a text that said angle grinder. Yeah. Someone sent me a text that they learned their Geico is partnered with Carfax. I wonder if, that's interesting. So Geico is partnered with them. Interesting. A morning marine layer keeps it cooler later in the day. Okay. That's why I wouldn't know, because I don't get a marine layer. I might get Lake Erie midges, but I won't get a marine layer. Yeah, the midges were really bad. If you haven't heard about the midges, some of you know about them, but they can be. When I went to my daughter's, she's near Lake Erie on Sunday. They were getting into the car and everything. Like they're like mosquitoes, but a little bit bigger. They don't bite you or anything, but they're just they swarm, and it's just crazy. The fish love them out. The walleye out there love them because they just land on the lake and the walleye just tear them up. And then it makes it tough to fish because they're filling their bellies with those midges, and they're not always hungry for bait and stuff. So, but that's what that is, a morning marine layer. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I just have to plug in my Ego 56 volt. I'm looking at it now. I should put my glasses on so I can see it. I have the 56 volt arc lithium 21-inch self-propelled. I meant to go look at my manual to see how long I've owned it, because that battery's now on I want to say 6 years now, 6 or 7 years, and it's charging up like it was brand new, and that's really surprising me. But I keep it inside, and I don't use the self-propelled a lot because it's so light. This deck on here, it's big, 21-inch, but it's so light. It's almost like you can push it with one hand. So I rarely use self-propelled unless I'm really super lazy. And even then, it's like I'll just use it for cornering or something like that. But that thing's been doing really great. And I mean, the noise level's down. I don't have to wear earplugs, and it's really nice to have that. So what's on everybody's agenda for today? We're going to go about 10 more minutes here. I usually try to keep it about an hour. 62 of you out there listening. What's on everybody's agenda? So California, you're just, what are you at? 11? 11:30. What time is it? Not even sure what time it is. Oh, 2:47. So you're at 11:47, right? So you're just getting up to noon, right? So you're gonna mow the lawn and weed the garden. So what do all you retired people do? That's the question of the day. What do you do? I know some of you don't like to work outside, or you don't have to because you're in a condo or you're in an apartment building. So what are you going to do? What kind of trouble are you getting into today? Anybody going out to eat today? We're getting our afternoon thunderstorms around 3, so not going out, making your crafts. So that's cool. And you went out for a walk. That's good. Get that exercise in. Oh, you got a 60-inch deck for the Kubota? Yeah, it's too big for your yard. Got the Cub Cadet 50. Is that a walk behind then? Or not a walk behind, a zero turn? Oh, it could be a walk behind, but probably a zero turn or something like that. Drywall, painting, plumbing. Oh boy, yeah, there you go. Whatever the heck I want. That's right. That's always everybody's answer. Whatever I want to do. And that's a good answer. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Old radio dude, you were volunteering for a couple years to visit people in nursing homes. That's actually on my agenda too, because I have this retirement community right near me. And I'm starting off with the dogs first, and let's just see how things go. But if I get time, I'm going to call them and see if there's something I can do, and maybe even take a dog over there. Your husband retired early May. Oh, cool. AM motorcycle ride. We swim certain days of the week, and the other days I walk 2 to 3 miles. That's great. I work daily and traveled. Only 8% of Americans walk 10,000 steps. That's good. That's good. I got to get back to walking too. I usually do a 4-mile walk in the summertime and fall, but I just got so much to do, and I'm a little bit lazier now. But I got a lot to do. That's, a lot going on, and I don't prioritize it. If you prioritize something, you're going to do it, especially if you make it a habit. It takes 3 weeks to make a habit, supposedly. If you prioritize it, you'll do it. But I don't prioritize my 4-mile walk, and I should. Nursing my husband who had hernia. Oh, the old hernia surgery, boy. Yeah, I'm glad you're taking care of them. There's a lot of people out there. It's one of the things on the videos that we were talking about before was, like if you get a colonoscopy or you just get like stuff like that, they don't let you drive home. And, they don't want you driving home. And in my hospital, they even frown on Uber. They don't want you to even take Uber because they think you were knocked out. They think you're out of it. And they have protocol for that. And there's so many people that don't have somebody who can sit with them at the hospital and then drive them home. I've heard a lot of people that they have that issue, and that's sad. So I was actually thinking about being a ride service for some of them. Like if it was somebody in the neighborhood, I would do that for them and sit there and wait for their uh, procedure to be done. I think that's something that uh, that's a calling that could happen. And I don't know if people do that now or not, but that's something I think that is going to be needed now and even in the future. 3 acres to mow. Wow, 3 acres. Yeah, you'll be physically fit by Labor Day. Hubby's out for a golf cart ride before a storm hits. That's cool. Hey, Robin, you get your steps in, huh? Good. No, I haven't done any fishing lately. Smallmouth, or I should say the bass, were in the Rocky River. It's been windy and rainy and cool, so I haven't really gone out and done much. Now that you're in remission, health is a priority. Yeah, that's true. For the endoscopy, I had to wrangle a friend into helping me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm supposed to get an endoscopy and colonoscopy at the same time. And you know the old jokes, do the endoscopy first if you're going to use the same probe. Um, and my doctor, he actually said, he says, if you wake up with a bad taste in your mouth, you know I screwed up. Surf this morning. Wow. Now, I have not had anybody on my chat here say that they surfed in the morning. You're the first one, Slim. Just sitting here on Panda Express lot, eating my lunch, watching the cars drive by. That's where you're getting lunch. That's cool. You're teaching yourself how to cook. I suck at cooking. Ah, you'll get better. You'll get better. Ah, yeah. And you're walking oncologist orders. Does Robin, does the oncologist have you taken any special vitamins or anything? Because when I had my cancer, they wanted me to take certain vitamins like B complex and certain things, but I'd never continued on with it, and they didn't say I had to. And actually, my oncologist was kind of poo poo on vitamins, but I just wondered if they get. And you don't have to answer me, but I'm just curious. You got hot days coming. Move this a little bit. The prep for the colonoscopy is awful. Hubby gets to send his in, never for me. I don't agree with that sending it in. I think you should be probed. I think you should be put out and probed. That's the best way to do it. But I'm not a doctor. How do I know? Um, I don't think the prep for me was that bad, whether it was successful or not. I guess the doctor was able to do it, but the Gatorade and the what is that Miralax, I think, or something like that. And it wasn't that bad for me. I mean, I don't like it's not a haunting memory or anything, so it couldn't have been too bad for me. But I'm a weird eater anyway. I like when we were Friday, I didn't eat anything in the morning, and we spent 9.5 hours in a building. And I could have got lunch or I could have got something, but we wanted to get this done. So like I didn't eat until 7 o'clock p.m. So I fasted all day. I can do that. It's like I can do it. So doing something like this with colonoscopy, I don't have a problem with that. You take calcium pills for your bones. I've heard people say that. I've heard on our channel here, there's been a couple people where the doctors have them taking calcium pills. And I wonder if that's something I should be looking into. I should have asked them. I went to a doctor's appointment last week, and I should have asked them about that. Just vitamin D and a pill for 5 years to prevent breast cancer from coming back. Okay, so they just got you on the vitamin D and a pill. Okay. Well, yeah, I hopefully everything's going to work out for you just fine. But just the vitamin D, nothing else, because like I said, they gave me a B complex and something else. I don't even remember what it was. It was some off the wall stuff that I thought, I don't really want to take that anymore, and I stopped. I'm just not a big person. Like I don't even take aspirin or Tylenol or Motrin unless I seriously have to. I won't even take that. I'd rather suffer a little bit than put stuff in my body like that. Probably because I've had stomach issues in the past, and I just think that all that stuff is not helping stomach issues. Gatorade Miralax is the way to go. Yeah, that's how I did mine. Yeah, Calcite 600D. If you ever took prednisone, you will have weak bones. I did take prednisone. So you think I should? Well, I know you're not saying I in particular should, but it's something I should look at, right? So it's Caltrate. That's a good thing. I'm going to ask my doctor if I should be taking something like that. The nutritionist at Georgetown Hospital recommended calcium supplements to strengthen my bones. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. I appreciate you guys talking about that. All things Ron. You'll most likely have record breaking views for Sunshine. I don't know about that. It's not that big of a deal, but yeah. So Saturday, for those of you who have just joined, Saturday, so I lost the bet. I didn't lose a bet. Somebody called me out on my me being me being confident that nobody would $100 to shave my mustache, and boom, within like 10 seconds, somebody did it. And I thought, holy crap! Uh, so yeah, we're gonna go through with it on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Somewhere in that hour that we're gonna do it, somewhere around there, it'll be done. I thought about going up to my local barber and then doing a live or recording it there, but I still haven't decided for sure. But I think I'm leaning very, very hard towards Saturday at 7. So, oh, the pill is called anastrozole. Okay, yeah, I never heard of that, but I probably wouldn't have. My doctor did bone density scan. Oh, really? Yeah, they didn't do that for me. That's weird because I took prednisone too, and they never talked about anything to build up bones. Huh. Well, you're a great sport, Buzz. No, I tell you what, that was funny. That was a good Saturday Night Live. That was a good one because I was so surprised, and then Astro, I can't forget his whole channel name, but Astro, he put in $10 too, and then Eric, they wanted to make sure they got over the $100 mark, and then Katie puts $2 in not to do it. I thought it was funny, really funny, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, that was a great Saturday night. That was there were some unexpected things that happened there. But that's what I like about you guys. The Wednesdays, we're a little calmer here on Wednesdays, so and that's good too. But Saturdays is there's some characters out there. Let's put it that way. Mrs. Buzz, all she said was, because someone said check with her, and then I said, hey, I lost the bet. Basically, they're paying me $100 and I don't get the $100. I mean, YouTube takes such a big chunk out of that you wouldn't believe. I don't even get it, the whole thing, but yeah, the purpose, it was out there. And she said, she said, well, we have this mediation on Friday, and we have my daughter, and we're meeting their parents on Saturday, and his parents, and then we're going to the thing on Sunday. Where you're going to see, 100 people. So do you really want to shave it before then? And I thought, ooh, yeah, maybe I should just wait until after all this stuff is done. So I'm glad I did wait. Moving on to an appointment. Okay, see, old radio dude. Yeah, old radio dude sends me articles of retirement articles and stuff. He's a good resource. Shows me some videos that um, about different YouTube videos and just gets me looking at different things, which is really nice. Ask your doctor next time about prednisone. Bones will weaken as you age. I only take vitamin D2, which is prescription strength for bones. Oh, okay. Now we don't take vitamin D. Mrs. Buzz does. I don't. Because I think, in my opinion, I get enough sunshine. Now, in the wintertime, I have taken it. The only thing I put in there now that I wasn't taking before was fish oil. I buy a big bottle of Costco. I think it's called Alaskan fish oil or something like that. And I take that 4 times a week. I don't do it every day, but about 4 times a week. Hey, Dan, today's Wednesday. Yes, it is, isn't it? I think it's garbage day, so it's got to be Wednesday. Of course, the holiday threw me a loop. Was the last couple weeks ago or whatever when Memorial Day hit, because then they moved garbage day one day, so that messed me up. Shaved yours for scuba diving. The wife told me to grow it back. I know that. Trust me. I've been told many times if I've shaved it back in, well, when I had my cancer, it was gone. And they were glad that I grew it back. D3 is over counter. D2 is stronger. Okay, I got you. Hey, Susie Martin from Indiana. How are you? In the great state of Indiana. Yeah, when I used to do OSHA training at work too. That was one of my many hats that I had. And all new employees, I had to go through basic rules and factory life and this and that. And I talked about chemicals because you have to talk about chemicals, and you have to talk about where you can get your what they used to call safety data sheets, and where, because they have to be available to them. And I would go through all this stuff. And I said, now, we don't have very many chemicals here, but the ones we do have, you got to be careful with. And at the time I was getting chemo, and at the time my hair was falling out. So I put my hand up through my hair and I pulled out a clump of hair, and I didn't actually think that much would come out, but I got a pretty good clump. And I said, yeah, this is what'll happen when you start fooling around with chemicals that you shouldn't. And I dropped it on the table, and I think I had 4 or 5 people in there, younger kids, and they all just went, looked at me like, what the hell am I getting into? And I surprised myself about how much hair came out. So I said, hey, no, I'm just kidding. I got an issue. I'm going through chemotherapy, but it has nothing to do with the chemicals. We don't have any chemicals, but oh man, I think I shook them up pretty good. What kind of cancer? It was lymphoma. Just applied for my wife and Social Security in effect in August. She said I better treat her right. 37 years married. I guess I need to be on my. You should always be on your best behavior that she knows about. Yeah, it was lymphoma, B cell, large B cell lymphoma. They say, and I actually had somebody tell me this. Well, if you're going to get a cancer, that's the best one to get. And yeah, okay, yeah. 6 chemos and 12 radiations. Yeah, that's the best one to get. Okay. And the fear of every day of a reoccurrence. So yeah, that's the best one to get. Okay. My dad had mural cell. I've never heard of mural cell. I mean, there's so many different kinds now. They classify them in so many different ways. And Merkel cell, skin cancer. Okay. Yeah, there's so many different things. And I tell you what, I go and I'm overdue. I'll go this summer, but dermatologist. If you haven't been to a dermatologist in a long time, I highly suggest that you go. I have on my body, I have like freckles, so when I go to check my, like even here, if you could see this little spot right here, that could be something that's, and so when I go to the dermatologist, I point out what I think could be, and he just goes, you know, that's not a big deal. And then he explains what it is. So, and he tells me, and certain things he'll burn off. Yeah, like skin cancer can sneak up on you. That's right. All things Ron. Um, I just really highly recommend that you go at least once a year. Especially if it doesn't cost too much, if you have good insurance. And this is my first time on Medicare, so I don't know. I probably have to pay the deductible. I already went to the one doctor, so my deductible is $275 because I'm on Plan N. So I have to pay $200 for the doctor, so I might have to pay $75 for that, and then hopefully the rest of it will be free. But it's worth it. In my opinion, it's worth it to get diagnosed or to get something before it gets out of hand. Even if you go every 2 years, he kind of wants me to go every 6 months, but I think once a year is sufficient, I think. But definitely go. If you haven't been in a long time, you should go. The older we get, the more that sun has hit us, and the more things can crop up. And sure, it can happen when you're young too, but an ounce of, what do they say? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. I firmly believe in that. So, okay, well, we're already 11 minutes after an hour. So an hour and 11 minutes. And yeah, your years in the sun got to you. Yeah. Yep. Got to be careful. So anyway, I'm going to get my yard work done and plant some garden, and got a whole host of things to do. And keep the sense of humor. It's critical. That's right. I tell you what, I did that one short where I bought I got the horses from Harbor Freight, bought those 2 horses, and the young girl behind the counter, I said, in all seriousness, I said, do you have saddles for these? And just, didn't even crack a smile. And the guy, there was an assistant or manager or whatever that was trying to ask her a question, and he heard it too. And so the sense of humor might be one-sided sometimes, but hey, I give it a shot. All right, we'll see you. All right, take care, Dan. We'll see you guys. So guys and girls, we'll see you. Thanks for attending today, and we'll see you Saturday if you can make it. If not, then we'll catch you maybe next Wednesday. And like I said, I'll be doing a video hopefully sometime late this afternoon, and look for that too. And I'll try to catch up on your videos. People who here have videos and that I haven't caught up to, because I just, like I said at the beginning, I just caught up to I think I had comments that were 8 days old, and I've never let comments go that long ever since I started this channel. I just have been too busy. I'm retired and I'm too busy or too tired. So I fall asleep a little easier at night now. I guess because I'm so relaxed. I don't know. So hopefully I'll get to your videos too. All right, Larry. Carlos, where you been? You just finished mowing. Come on, you're supposed to mow after the 2 o'clock show. Well, I appreciate you, Carlos. See you, Barbie doll. Okay, see y'all, and be good. And if you're not, don't get caught.